was that we were just in this room celebrating and recognizing our 2024 distinguished seniors, just an incredible group who represent the excellence and accomplishments of our students. Wonderful stories. It was wonderful to get to meet their parents, their friends, their boyfriends and girlfriends and their fiancés and others, and have that chance to celebrate them and their future and get ready for graduation. And now this morning, we're here again to celebrate our dedicated faculty and staff, who we spent a little bit of time last night reflecting on how important all of you are to our student success and the success of our extension programs throughout the state. Our reputation as a college continues to be strong, and it's strong because of the work of each one of you and your dedication and your persistence in work that is sometimes very difficult or just actually an enigma to figure out what the next step should be. So thank you for being here. Thank you also for continuing to represent the very best of this college, our values around the importance of people, of not just building those solutions, but building relationships and making sure that people feel like they matter when they come and interact with us or bring us a problem that they're asking us to solve. Basically, in this college, we seek not just to make ourselves better, but to help others to be better, to make our communities better, our world better. I like to think of us all as a community of lifters who roll up their sleeves, who do what needs to be done, and lift others higher. And today, in the awards program, you're going to hear lots of examples of your colleagues doing just that. And I'm so glad that we have this opportunity today to celebrate that and to recognize that in these awards programs. So what we're going to do this morning is we're going to be honoring faculty and staff from across our college, from all components of our college, this one college with its 3 campuses, for their diverse accomplishments and that deep commitment and the pride we bring to the work of the college. Before we get started with the awards, I'd like to take a moment to welcome all our faculty and staff who've joined our college this year as incoming faculty. So if you're new to the college in this year, would you please stand to be recognized if you're here? Welcome. The good news is we have about 50 of them who have joined us this year, and I'm sure are quite busy, especially at this time of year. So it's not just you. We do have a lot of others as well. I'd also like to just make mention here in a second, I'm going to ask Dr. Andy Michael, our Associate Dean and Director of our CFAES Worcester campus, to join me on stage to start our awards presentation. But before we get there, I do just want to make mention that typically joining me here on the stage is our Senior Associate Dean, Dr. Tracy Kitchell. Unfortunately, Tracy's a bit under the weather and can't join us today, but I know he's here with us in spirit and would want me to congratulate all of you on his behalf. And so we hope Tracy is back and running again on Monday, and we look forward to having him back. But please help me to welcome Andy Michael.
Well, thank you, Dean Kress, and welcome again, everybody. I am honored to serve as today's Master of Ceremonies as we honor some of our best our college has to offer. Today's recipients were nominated by their leaders and or peers for their respective recognition and were selected among a deep talent pool by the Central College units or councils who are sponsoring that specific award. In addition to some nice award hardware, our college awards also come with cash awards as well. Information about our awards program can be found at go.osu.edu/CFAES Awards Home. CFA Awards Home is all one word, and if you did not write that down or have horrible handwriting like myself, the link is on the back of the program, so make sure you look at that as well. My appreciation to the awards nomination and selection committees who assemble and review the applications, to our additional staff who make this specific day happen, and to my fellow college leaders for the continued coordination regarding the selection of our awardees. Please join me in thanking these folks for their work and making everything happen today. Your program includes a detailed biography of each of our award winners. Instead of reading that to you, I will be sharing shorter excerpts from the letters and support materials that were provided. I will be asking leaders corresponding to each award to join Dean Kress on stage to help congratulate and honor our awardees. To that end, please help me welcome Dr. Gary Brzezinski, Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Education, to assist with our first area of awards. We will begin our presentations with the Distinguished Junior Faculty Research Award. This award is for outstanding research contributions in the advancement of science and technologies relating to food, agriculture, family, communities, and/or the environment at the rank of instructor, assistant professor, or associate professor. This year's recipient is Dr. Christopher Simons, associate professor in the Department of Food, Science, and Technology. Dr. Simons, yes. Dr. Simons' innovative research develops new methodologies and details the mechanisms underpinning taste, flavor, and spiciness. His nominator stated, his work provides valuable insights important to the health and wellness initiatives in the food industry. His overall goal is to assist in meeting consumer demands for accessible foods that are simultaneously healthier and highly enjoyable. Simons continuously applies sensory perception research in original ways, and in 2020 he received a National Institutes of Health grant to develop a novel test using hard candies to assess smell and taste function in individuals at risk for contracting COVID-19. Please join me again in congratulating Dr. Christopher Simons. The next award is the Distinguished Senior Faculty Research Award, and this award is for outstanding research contributions in the advancement of science and technologies relating to food, agriculture, family, communities, and/or the environment at the rank of professor. This year's recipient is Dr. Mary Gardner, professor in the Department of Entomology. Dr. Gardner spearheads innovative community-engaged research enhancing urban ecosystems for both humans and insects. Her National Science Foundation's Faculty Early Career Grant in 2013 kickstarted the Cleveland Pocket Prairie Project, studying urban greening on vacant lots. Subsequent grants from USDA AFRI in 2016 and 2017 expanded the project to urban forests and agroecosystems. After a decade of research, 8 graduate students and 3 postdocs advanced urban greening and insect conservation through the project. Her nominator stated that Mary has demonstrated innovation in the way she envisions and executes research. Embracing community-involved science, Dr. Gardner's statewide programs engage volunteers in studying insect declines. The Gardner Lab also completely re-envisioned Ohio 4-H's entomology curriculum, developing new project books, guides, and videos. Please join me again in congratulating Dr. Mary Gardner. The next award is the Distinguished Research Technical Staff Award, and this award is for distinguished service to the CFAES research community that has positively impacted colleagues and advanced the research mission. This year's recipient is Nerys Acosta, researcher from the Department of Entomology. Nerys is exceptionally gifted at rearing plants and insects needed for experiments, and her nominator called her an insect whisperer because of the protocols she has developed for maintaining colonies of several high-maintenance insect species. Nerys also goes above and beyond to provide excellent support to the well-being of students and visitors. She has helped approximately 82 visiting scholars from 16 different countries. Often, visiting scholars call her to ask for advice, and she is so respected that they have nicknamed her godmother as a sign of respect and trust. Please join me again in congratulating Nerys Acosta. The next award is the William E. Krause Director's Award for Outstanding Publication by a Graduate Student. This award is for excellence in research performed by a doctoral student demonstrated through a peer-reviewed publication of the highest quality. The award was established by the Krause family in honor of Dr. William E. Krause, a faculty member and the first associate director of the Ohio Agricultural Experiment Station, serving from 1948 to 1969. This year's recipient is Maria Nelly Arguello Blanco, a research associate and former graduate student in the Department of Horticulture and Crop Science, advised by Dr. Clay Sneller. Nelly was nominated for her publication entitled The Effect of 5 Cycles of Genomic Selection on the Wheat Genome. The paper assesses how the wheat genome evolves in a population undergoing genomic selection. And Nelly used data from 5 cycles of genomic selection, made most of the crosses, organized the genotyping, worked with the marker data, performed the analysis, and wrote the paper. Her nominator stated her contributions were immense and paramount to the success of the project and the publication. Please join me again in congratulating Maria Nelly Arguello Blanco and her mentor, Dr. Clay Sneller. The final award in the research and graduate education area is the Distinguished Graduate Student Mentor Award. This award is for meaningful and impactful mentoring across mission areas supporting student goals, strong placement of students in appropriate settings, service activities in support of extracurricular activities and professional development, and strong support of the diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts for graduate students. This year's recipient is Dr. Girish Rajashekara, professor in the Department of Animal Sciences. Girish's research team is focused on studying animal health and zoonotic disease problems in food-producing animals using One Health approaches. His nominator stated he promotes interdisciplinary and collaborative research with the group working under his direction, and he's highly committed to the trainees developing a foundation while working with him for their future professional success. A former student emphasized one of Dr. Rajashekara's most remarkable traits is his ability to inspire and motivate. He possesses a rare talent for identifying and nurturing individual strengths, encouraging students to explore innovative ideas while providing the necessary guidance to navigate challenges. Please join me again in congratulating Dr. Girish Rajashekara. Thank you, Dr. Brzezinski. Joining us on stage next is Dr. Ann Christie, Associate Dean and Director of Academic Programs. The next award is the Rodney F. Plimpton Distinguished Early Career Teacher Award. This award is for excellence in teaching, both in and out of the formal classroom at the rank of assistant or associate professor. The award was created to honor the late Dr. Rodney Plimpton, an exceptional teacher who served as professor in the Department of Animal Sciences from 1965 to 1987. This year's recipient is Dr. Joe Rakowski, Assistant Professor of Professional Practice in the Department of Entomology. His nominator stated, Dr. Joe, as his students call him, is viewed as an incredible teacher by his peers and most importantly by his students. Evidence of his excellence is found in the hundreds of student comments in his SEI evaluations, which regularly exceed the college and university average. One student stated, Out of the plethora of professors I had as a double major across 2 colleges, I can safely say that Dr. Rakowski is one of the most personally motivating professors I had. I poured my heart and soul into the entomology major, and Dr. Rakowski encouraged me along the way until I graduated as a distinguished senior. Dr. Rakowski also just received the Ohio State Alumni Award for Distinguished Teaching, one of the top teaching honors at the university level. Please join me again in congratulating Dr. Rakowski. The next award is the Distinguished Teacher Award. This award is for outstanding teaching demonstrated by the ability to motivate students and stimulate interest, effectively use materials and methods to establish clear learning objectives, maintain a current and futuristic knowledge of subject matter, apply principles of science in evaluating information, and strive for objectivity and intellectual honesty while constantly seeking to improve quality of the teaching and learning situation, helping students reflect upon relevancy of information, and contributing to teaching excellence through assessment and curriculum development and participation in initiatives and or committees at the rank of professor. This year's recipient is Dr. Stephen Boyles. Dr. Boyles is a professor in the Department of Animal Sciences. A nominator stated that Dr. Boyles' breadth of knowledge, student engagement, and awareness of students' learning and professional development needs have been essential to his students' outcomes. His student teaching evaluations in the last 3 years averaged 4.6 in a 5.0 scale, which is telling of his quality of teaching. Student comments repeatedly noted that Dr. Boyles cares about students and the subject. Dr. Boyles is an exceptional educator, blending hands-on beef production experience with higher education knowledge and understanding and outstanding communication skills. Another nominator stated Dr. Boyles is a selfless individual who strives to strengthen the future of our agriculture through education and passion. Dr. Boyles just retired from Ohio State after 30-plus years of service. Steve, we wish you the best in this next phase. Please join me again in congratulating Dr. Stephen Boyles. The next award is the Distinguished Teaching by a Lecturer Award. This award is for outstanding teaching demonstrated by the ability to motivate students and stimulate interest and effectively use materials and methods to establish clear learning objectives while constantly seeking to improve quality of teaching and learning and helping students reflect upon relevancy of information at the rank of lecturer or senior lecturer. This year's recipient is Bruce Ackley. Bruce is a lecturer in the Department of Horticulture and Crop Science. A nominator stated that Bruce has shown exemplary rapport with his students, high motivation as an instructor, and innovation in his teaching methods. Another stated, I have worked with Mr. Ackley for nearly a decade. In that time, I have witnessed his dedication to teaching and enriching the student experience. Mr. Ackley led the development of digital lab manuals, reducing student costs and creating a more dynamic and interactive classroom tools. One of his students stated, as a teacher, Bruce has always encouraged me to do my best. He likes to remind me that my best is not someone else's best, as I have trouble with comparing myself to others. These words of encouragement and many others have helped me tremendously as a student. Please join me again in congratulating Bruce Ackley. The next award is the Distinguished Undergraduate Academic Advisor and Mentor Award. This award is for excellence in undergraduate academic advising. This year's recipient is Dr. Megan Moody. Dr. Moody is an associate professor in the Department of Entomology. Since joining the faculty in 2016, Dr. Moody has mentored 19 undergraduate student researchers. Her nominator stated, Dr. Moody creates a welcoming environment for each of her students by stating the high expectations she has for herself and clearly articulating the expectations she has for each of her students. Dr. Moody works closely with each mentee, spending at least 30 minutes every week with each student. A student from her lab stated, Dr. Moody encouraged me to be independent in designing and executing my own research project. She encouraged me to deliver presentations at professional meetings and ultimately publish a manuscript in a scientific journal. Overall, Dr. Moody's mentorship was key to my early development as a scientist, and working in the Moody Lab reaffirmed my desire to go to graduate school and become a principal investigator with my own laboratory. Please join me again in congratulating Dr. Megan Moody. Thank you, Dr. Christie. Now, joining us on stage is David Civitolo, Interim Associate Dean and Director of OSU Extension and Interim Chair of the Department of Extension. The next award is the Distinguished Early Career Extension Faculty Award. This award is for innovation of extension programming and strong scholarly extension products, stakeholder support, and engagement at the rank of assistant professor. This year's recipient is Dr. Ashley Leach. Dr. Leach is an assistant professor in the Department of Entomology. Her extension program is innovative and multifaceted to respond to the needs of fruit and vegetable stakeholders, including specialty crop growers, extension educators, crop consultants, and agribusiness professionals within the state and the region. Since January of 2022, she has produced over 20 extension documents and given more than 30 presentations to over 1,200 stakeholders. A nominator stated, Dr. Leach's innovative approach integrates grower feedback with outreach materials and research, resulting in a multifaceted program that effectively prepares growers for pest challenges. Another nominated stated, she is using modern techniques, 3D printing, and mobile-based assessment to develop solutions to emerging problems. Her extension activities are exciting, engaging, and replicated across Ohio and in other states, expanding the impact of her work and the importance of the mission of CFAES. Please join me again in congratulating Dr. Ashley Leach. The next award is the Distinguished Extension Faculty Award. This award is for innovation of extension programming and strong scholarly extension products, stakeholder support, and engagement at the rank of associate professor or professor. This year's recipient is Peggy Kirk Hall. Director of OSU's Agricultural and Resource Law Program and a member of OSU's Extension Farm Office team. Peggy's nominator stated, Peggy's leadership has played a pivotal role in advancing the understanding and application of legal principles within the agricultural sector. A colleague stated, Peggy was a primary developer of the Farm Office website. The online research includes virtual libraries that include legal bulletins and publications, as well as various farm tax and management resources. More than 100 legal bulletins and publications are available on the site, the majority authored by Peggy. This fall, Peggy was able to gain approval from USDA to establish a farm mediation program in Ohio. Peggy has provided invaluable service to Extension and the agriculture community throughout Ohio and the country. Her dedication to providing accurate and relevant legal information is unmatched. Please join me again in congratulating Peggy Kirk Hall. The next award is the Distinguished Early Career Extension Professional Award. This award is for innovation of extension programming, partnership of extension professionals statewide, and a strong scholarly extension products, stakeholder support, and engagement as an extension professional with less than 7 years of service. This recipient is Audrey Dimmerling, OSU Extension Educator for 4-H Youth Development in Columbiana County. Her nominator stated, Audrey is a pioneering 4-H educator, eager to engage with new audiences while supporting traditional programming with community clubs. Her innovative programs include respite camps for foster kids, a nature photography special interest club, Ohio graduation seal certificate programs, a rabbit hopping club, and STEM summer camps. Audrey and her team have grown the 4-H program and, more importantly, the overall OSU Extension office in Columbiana County by listening to community needs and developing new programs. They also said Audrey is simply amazing. She truly cares about her county, clientele, and colleagues. A colleague stated Audrey has established a reputation as a knowledgeable, helpful, approachable mentor, and she has a positive reputation among her peers. Please join me again in congratulating Audrey Dimmerling. The next award is the Distinguished Extension Professional Award. This award is for innovation of extension programming, partnership with extension professionals statewide, a strong scholarly extension products, stakeholder support, and engagement as an extension professional with more than 7 years of service. This year's recipient is Todd Steiner, Enology Program Manager in the Department of Horticulture and Crop Science at OSU Extension. Since 2001, Todd has served as a state enologist and extension specialist to the Ohio commercial wine industry, and in collaboration with the Ohio Grape Industry Committee, has developed research and extension programs to promote wine quality. His nominator stated one of Mr. Steiner's major extension responsibilities is devoted to co-organizing the annual Grape and Wine Conference. This conference hosts over 300 industry attendees annually, and he is responsible for the enology technical agenda, special events, and overall conference organization. An industry professional stated, Todd has been instrumental in furthering the Ohio wine industry through innovative programs such as the Flawed Wine Workshops, enology consultants with acknowledged winemakers, and the Wine Production Guide. His ability to help the industry through these programs has strengthened the Ohio wine industry, as evidenced by the great support from Ohio winemakers. Please join me again in congratulating Todd Steiner. The next award is the Distinguished Multidisciplinary Team Extension Award. This award is for innovation of extension programming. Yes, please stay here, David. This is a big one. Partnership with extension professionals statewide, and a strong scholarly extension product stakeholder support and engagement as extension-based team with faculty and staff from at least 2 different units. This year's recipient is the East Palestine Response Team Plant Tissue Analysis Group. As an extension leader stated, this group of our CFAES colleagues focused on the need for tissue analysis relating to the train derailment. This type of analysis did not exist at the time. Their work to make this happen was a positive turning point. Farmers were able to share that the university has provided unbiased, research-based information to ensure their crops were safe to eat. A community leader stated, the implementation of university-designed protocols and testing enabled the community to gain firsthand knowledge of how their products and properties had been affected. This work provided the sense of security that Columbiana County producers, especially those adjacent to the East Palestine, needed to retain the ability to raise products that were safe for consumers. Please join me again in congratulating the East Palestine Response Team Plant Tissue Analysis Group.
I think this group deserves a standing ovation, so please join me. I'm going to interrupt for just a second. You can have a sip of water while I do that. I just really want to commend this group. I think you can see so many things that are representative of our entire college in this. Right? Our commitment to our land grant mission, people who didn't stop and say, well, that can't be done, right? They just said, well, let's figure out how to do it. And their ability then to reach across the college to other colleagues and recognize that somebody else might have the expertise they needed, and to bring a multidisciplinary team together. and not worry about who is going to get the credit, not worry about anything other than how do we make sure these Ohioans have the very best information so they can make good decisions for their businesses, their families, and their communities. I just can't say enough about how proud we are of them, how often they've been commended in the State House and in other locations. But this is just, I think, a very obvious example of what everyone in this college does all the time. So thank you all, and thanks to them.
If this group cannot go too far, we would like to ask them to stay on stage, including David, as we welcome up the full East Palestine response team for our next award, the Spirit of the Land Grant Award.
Dr. Chow, there she is.
You're probably going to have to bunch up a little bit.
Yeah, we'll stack it up.
Watch yourself. There's a.
Hey, this is all the-
This team was presented with their awards in July, but today we celebrate them with our CFAES community. The CFAES Spirit of the Land Grant Award recognizes an individual or team that supports or creates opportunities that embody our land grant DNA, including translational research, collaboration and engagement, students as co-creators, lifespan learning, and future perspective. The recipients of the Spirit of the Land Grant Award reminds us of the ideals that we aspire to attain and to embody. The East Palestine response team embodies the true essence of our land grant DNA. A college leader stated, the team's approach of integrating scientific expertise from the college was pivotal in providing factual information to the community. Their commitment to excellence, professionalism, and community service has undoubtedly made a lasting positive impact on the lives of those affected. We'd like to thank them for the efforts in response to the East Palestine train derailments. The work the team did shows the true credibility and response of our land grant system. Please join us again in congratulating the East Palestine response team. We will now move to our Staff Advisory Council Awards. At this time, would Sarah DeVilbus, representing the CFAES Staff Advisory Council, join us on stage? All nominations for the Staff Advisory Council Awards were submitted by the recipients' colleagues or supervisors and reviewed by a committee of SAC members. Our first award is the Shirley Brooks Jones Citizenship Award. This award is for ongoing excellence in service, enhancing the quality of work life in ways that make a significant difference, developing creative solutions to problems, contributing to positive changes, promoting the college's purpose, and aiding in accomplishing the college's goal to transform CFAES to be a highly effective, relevant, efficient, and innovative college. This year's recipient is Erin Parker. Erin is the CFAES Worcester Office Manager for the Department of Entomology. One of her nominators shared, "I cannot think of anyone more deserving of the Shirley Brooks Jones Citizenship Award than Mrs. Erin Parker. Joining our department in 2018 as an administrative associate for the Department of Entomology, Erin has become our most valuable person. Since her initial hire, her duties have expanded to include not just official duties of managing entomology at CFAES Worcester, but also helping others meet success personally and professionally. Erin's positivity and communication has a cascading effect throughout our entomology department, and with her efforts on Worcester Staff Council, the entire CFAES Worcester campus. She sets the tone for our departmental members and the Worcester campus, which makes it such an enjoyable workplace. She's extremely well deserving of this award. Please join me again in congratulating Erin Parker. The next award is the Key Values Award. This award is for dedication, cooperation, and positive attitudes in the workplace within the first 3 years of employment in CFAES. This year's recipient is Jana Thompson-Chordes, Academic Program Coordinator. Jana is the Academic Program Coordinator in the Department of Entomology. A nominator stated, "Jana joined us in autumn of 2022 as Academic Program Coordinator, filling a long vacant vital position. In this short time, Jana has become known in the department for her constant enthusiasm, willingness to contribute, and dedication to the mission of the department and CFAES. Jana built close, productive relationships with Columbus and CFAES Worcester faculty and staff to bolster our connectedness. She partners with other CFAES departments to streamline activities and share resources, and Jana embodies the student-first philosophy. Perhaps most relevant to this award, she is committed to building community and cooperation both in our department and the college. Since her first day in Cotman Hall, she has impacted everyone she meets. Please join me again in congratulating Jana Thompson-Chordes. The next award we will present is the Innovation Award. This award is for developing and or participating in project initiatives or process operation improvements that enhance CFAES and its missions. This year's recipient is Scott Wolf, Building and Safety Coordinator in the Department of Entomology. A nominator stated that Scott joined the department in 2022 and immediately became indispensable for the success of our departmental operations. He is always willing to help when needed, and on numerous occasions, Scott has been faced with a challenge and developed an innovative solution that kept mission-critical projects on track and overall enhanced the quality of research in the department. His innovative and proactive attitude has saved the department thousands of dollars since he started working for us. He has, without question, used innovation and ingenuity to improve the operations of the entomology department and is extremely well deserving of the Staff Advisory Council Innovation Award. Please join me again in congratulating Scott Wolf. The next award is the Special Recognition Award. This award is for going above and beyond job duties, having special commitment to tasks, providing positive customer service, and improving workplace communications. This year's recipient is Regina Van Hickok, Academic Program Manager. Academic Program Manager in the Department of Horticulture and Crop Science. Her supervisor commented, "I am frequently reminded how many faculty, staff, and students rely on her unique expertise and dedication." Her nominator added, "Mrs. Van Hickok is primarily responsible for processing approximately 50 graduate assistant appointments each year in Workday. This arduous process requires an individual exception to hire for every graduate student. In addition, graduate students serving as teaching assistants for a semester must be reclassified at the beginning and end of that teaching role. Over the last 2 to 3 years, she has navigated new systems and processes and is recognized within HCS and CFAES as an expert on this topic. She was instrumental across the college on several fronts related to the GA hiring processes. Please join me again in congratulating Regina Van Hickok. At this time, would Jacob Lansing, representing the CFAES Undergraduate Student Council, join us on stage for the next presentation? The first award we will be presenting from our Undergraduate Student Council is the Outstanding Undergraduate Employee Award. This award is designed to honor undergraduate students who have contributed to the mission of the college by providing high-quality service through paid work experiences. We have 2 recipients of this award. The first recipient is Elizabeth Fannin. Elizabeth's key role in her student assistant job is the management of the social media for Ohio military kids. Her nominator stated she can produce high-quality work in a timely manner and is always willing to lend a helping hand with other projects. Something that sets Elizabeth apart is the fact that she can complete all her tasks at work, keep up with all of her classwork, and is involved with many campus clubs. Please join me again in congratulating Elizabeth. Our next recipient is Ellie Motter. Ellie started as a member of the CFAES academic programs team in spring semester 2021 as a first-year student in CFAES. Her nominator stated that Ellie has been an impressive, get it done while doing it correctly the first time and assuring the highest of quality type of student assistant from the beginning. Her attention to detail, positive approach to coaching others, and quality critiques have contributed greatly to the Office for Teaching, Learning, and Assessment team in fulfilling one of its primary charges of supporting the 70-plus academic programs in the college with the annual documenting and reporting of learning outcomes assessment, data, and findings. Please join me again in congratulating Ellie. Our next award is the Meritorious Service to Students. Recipients are individuals outside the university who contribute significant time and energy in support of our students and our academic departments. This year's recipient is Julie Shull. As the supervisor for Ohio Farm Bureau State Fair internship, Julie mentors multiple CFAES students each summer. Her nominator stated that Ms. Shull uses a hands-off management style and lets students dive headfirst into planning the land and living exhibit at the Ohio State Fair. She pushes students to go out of their comfort zone to grow both professionally and personally. Ms. Shull also makes it a point to connect students with other Ohio Farm Bureau employees and set up job shadows relevant to each student's major. Please join me again in congratulating Julie Shull. Our next award is the Faculty and Staff Outstanding Service to Students. This award recognizes faculty and staff in the college that provide guidance and mentoring to our students and student organizations. This year's recipient is Dr. Pat Whittington. Assistant Dean for Student Development in CFAES academic programs. Dr. Whittington serves students by awarding scholarships and financial aid for CFAES, advising honor students, and being active within the university's STEP, Second Year Transformational Experience Program, and Ohio Staters, Inc. His nominator stated he is strategic and thoughtful in his approach and is dedicated to making sure our students have financial support throughout their time in the college. He is respected among colleagues at Ohio State and across the country. He cares about his work, and the impact it has on the hundreds of students who apply. Please join me again congratulating Dr. Pat Winnington. At this time, would Brent Sanjan, representing CFAES Faculty Advisory Council, join us on stage for the next presentation? I am honored to formally award our 2023-2024 Distinguished Professors of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences. Our college awards this honorific title on a competitive basis to full professors who have excelled in teaching, research, or outreach engagement, and whose work has demonstrated significant impact on their fields, students, college, university, and/or the public. Recipients receive a medallion to be worn with their regalia, a matching lapel pin, and a framed certificate. Looks nice. Eligible professors are those who have served in tenure, clinical, or research track appointments for at least 5 years at Ohio State or a peer university. The selection committee, made up of previous recipients, was extremely impressed with all the nominees and their impactful contributions. Please join me in thanking the selection committee for their time and effort. This year, 3 professors have been selected for this honor. They are Dr. Jeffrey Firkins, Dr. Firkins is a professor in the Department of Animal Sciences. His nominator shared, Jeff is the epitome of a CFAES faculty member who has made the whole greater than the sum of the parts during his many years of Ohio State service. Jeff has been a sustained university, national, and international leader in the nutritional sciences throughout his long Ohio State career. He is recognized nationally and internationally for his production agriculture relevant research in dairy cattle nutrition. Furthermore, the significant increase in trajectory of citations of peer-reviewed scientific contributions for which Jeff has authored, and his contributions as an integral member of the recently completed NRC publication of nutrient requirements for dairy cattle are primary indicators of Jeff's contributions to the dairy sector of agriculture. Please join me again in congratulating Dr. Jeffrey Firkins. Our next honoree is Dr. Cherry Kubota. Dr. Kubota is a professor in the Department of Horticulture and Crop Science. A nominator stated Dr. Kubota is unselfish with her time and effort, and as such has impacted CFAES, HCS, and the controlled environment agriculture industry with her dedicated service and administration. She has served as faculty PI for the design and construction of the now renowned Controlled Environment Agricultural Research Complex. Dr. Kubota contributed to and created the new CFAES Ohio Controlled Environment Agricultural Center. This industry consortium has grown to 28 faculty scientists and 9 industry members, the largest North American group including all relevant expertise of CEA. In addition, Dr. Kubota created National CEA Extension Network with 131 members who work in various areas of CEA extension and applied research at land-grant universities. Dr. Kubota's achievements resulted in the Ohio State University being recognized as a North American leader in CEA education, research, and outreach engagement. Please join me again in congratulating Dr. Cherry Kubota. Our next honoree is Dr. Lingying Zhao. Dr. Zhao is a professor in the Department of Food, Agricultural, and Biological Engineering. Her nominator stated, watching Dr. Zhao mature as a faculty member, researcher, and State Extension Specialist has been a rewarding and memorable experience. While her achievements across all areas of faculty duties merit this recognition, her accomplishments of integrated research, teaching, and extension programs and overall scholarship are especially outstanding. She has brought consistent leadership to the agricultural air quality and bioenvironmental engineering discipline. Her work has significantly contributed to improved environmental quality and animal and human health, abatement of climate change, disease outbreaks, and heat stress losses in animal production, and the competitiveness and sustainability of the animal industry. Please join me again in congratulating Dr. Lingying Zhao. Please join me in one more round of applause to congratulate our 2023-2024 distinguished professors. Today, we are starting a new endowed title holder recognition and investiture tradition within the college. Our endowed title holders are esteemed faculty who rise to similar recognition as our distinguished professors in CFAES. Today, we would also like to honor our faculty appointed to an endowed title who were appointed to their first terms in the calendar year 2023. All endowed title holders will receive a certificate, and endowed chairs will receive a medallion from the university advancement to be worn with their regalia. As I call your name, please head to the stage along with your department chair. Our first is Doug Jackson Smith. Doug was appointed to the W.K. Kellogg Foundation Endowed Chair in Agroecosystems Management in January of 2023. Established September 13, 1996 by the W.K. Kellogg Foundation, the income supports a distinguished professor whose research, teaching, and public service focus on ecosystems design and management, and on farming systems. A trained sociologist, Doug Jackson Smith also has a significant background in geography, economics, political science, and anthropology. His research focuses on the social and economic drivers and impacts of structural and technological change in agriculture. He has organized and led multiple interdisciplinary teams with agricultural and environmental scientists to carry out engaged scholarship and outreach related to social and environmental dynamics of complex working landscapes. Please join me again congratulating Dr. Doug Jackson Smith. Our next faculty is Greg Davis. Greg was appointed to the George R. and Genevieve B. Gist Endowed Chair in the Ohio State University Extension in July of 2023. Established June 4th, 2004 by the Gist Estate through the foundation, this distribution supports a distinguished extension professor in the Departments of Horticulture and crop science emphasis, and human and community resource development, extension education with an administration and leadership focus. Throughout his previous leadership roles within OSU Extension, Greg has focused on engaging with community development professionals in developing programs, curriculum, and partnerships in pursuit of applied scholarship and funding revenue, as well as community-based applied research, teaching, and service focused on empowering individuals, groups, organizations, and communities to better understand their economy and methods for strengthening it. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Greg Davis. Our next faculty is Jim Ippolito. Jim was appointed to the Dr. Ratan Lal Endowed Professorship in July of 2023 and is the inaugural appointee. Established in November 21st, 2019, with gifts from Dr. Ratan Lal, PhD 1968. The income supports a professorship in the College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences focused on sustainable management of soil resources for food, climate, and environmental security. This endowed professorship was revised and the position was established on August 19, 2021. Dr. Ippolito's extensive career spanning over 30 years has been committed to enhancing environmental, soil fertility, and health in various ecosystems, including agricultural lands, shortgrass steppe regions, grazed areas, bird landscapes, and metal-contaminated mining sites. His research has delved into the intricate connections between soil macro and micronutrients, trace and heavy metals, microbiological activity, and soil physical attributes. Please join me again in congratulating Dr. Jim Ippolito. Our next is Laura Dieter. It's okay, Laura. We've got plenty of time. Laura was appointed as the Sandy and Andy Ross Endowed Chadwick Director in August of 2023 and is the inaugural appointee. This was established September 2nd, 2016 with a grant recommended by Sandra, BA 1970, and M. Andrew, BA 1964, JD 1967, Ross. Income is used to support a director position in Chadwick Arboretum and Learning Gardens. Throughout her time with CFAES, Dr. Dieter has been awarded the ATI Distinguished Teaching Award 3 times, the OSU Alumni Award for Distinguished Teaching, the Perennial Plant Association Teaching Award, the American Horticulture Society Teaching Award, Perennial Plant Association Service Award, a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Ohio Landscape Association, and Professor of the Year from Instructure. Please join me again in congratulating Dr. Laura Dieter. Our next is Dr. Guiliang Wang. Dr. Wang was appointed to the professorship in plant protection in December of 2023. The professorship in plant protection was established July 11, 1980 by alumni, industry, and friends. The income provides salary and program support for a distinguished scholar and researcher in the field of plant protection. Dr. Wang has authored or co-authored 236 peer-reviewed papers with over 24,971 citations. Dr. Wang is a fellow of the American Association for the Advancement of Science and a recipient of the Ohio State University's Distinguished Scholar Award. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Guiliang Wang. I will now turn it over to Dean Kress to share our Years of Service Awards.
Help me thank Andy for stepping in and being our MC. And I think he might have been just a little delighted with that sweep of entomology and words. I don't know, Jamie, he might have been. So, well, what a great morning. I always feel so privileged because where I sit, I get to know about so many of you and your accomplishments, and I get to hear it, and I go home a lot of days going just wow, from having visited labs or visiting classrooms or being with you out in extension and knowing the kinds of impact you're all having. But I hope you all feel that way a little bit as you listen to the accomplishments of your colleagues. Not a lazy or slouch among them. Such impressive records. And I'll tell you, it is so hard for all the selection committees to make these choices because we have that much accomplishment and talent throughout the college. It's such an impressive place to be. And so let's congratulate one more time all the recipients this morning. But you can't accomplish much if you don't show up, and our people show up. And so I'm really delighted to get an opportunity to recognize our Years of Service Awards that recognize the contributions of our faculty and staff throughout the years of service at The Ohio State University. And these awards celebrate your entire time as an Ohio State Buckeye. As a reminder, all milestone year recipients will receive a certificate, and those reaching intervals of 10 years will also receive an additional gift to share our appreciation. The certificates and gifts will be available for unit leaders to pick up outside of the auditorium for distribution to recipients. I'm going to start out by recognizing our faculty and staff with 5 years of service to the university. If you're here in Columbus, watching from CFAES Worcester or our statewide campuses, please stand to be recognized with 5 years of service. And we have the names also up on the PowerPoint. Now, those with 10 years of service to the university, please stand to be recognized. We needed 2 slides for that one. All right, those with 15 years of service to the university, please stand to be recognized. And then those with 20 years of service to the university, please stand to be recognized. Those with 25 years of service to the university, please stand to be recognized. Those with 30 years of service to the university, please stand to be recognized. Those with 35 years of service to the university, please stand to be recognized. Those with 40 years of service to the university, please stand to be recognized. And look at this, we get to keep going. And those with 45 years of service to the university, please stand to be recognized. We know that within our college, our greatest asset is our people. As demonstrated through the awards here today, as demonstrated through just any day of work here in our college on all our different campuses. I'd like to give a special thanks to all our faculty and staff and who retired this year or who will be retiring. If you are with us today, would you please stand so we can thank you and recognize you? Thank you for that, Steve. There are several who moved into leadership roles within the college that I would like to take a moment to recognize, congratulate, and thank for stepping into the leadership role. First of all, Dr. Amy Ando. And there she is in the back, Amy. Dr. Ando was appointed as chair of the Department of Agricultural, Environmental, and Development Economics. And so we're delighted to have you with us. I'd also like to thank and recognize David Civitolo. As you saw earlier, David was appointed as Interim Associate Dean and Director of OSU Extension and interim chair of the Department of Extension, and we appreciate all your leadership and hard work. Thank you. I'd also like to recognize and congratulate and thank Dr. Tim Hab. Dr. Hab is currently serving as interim director of the School of Environment and Natural Resources, adding another leadership experience to his already seasoned leadership. And Tim, we appreciate you very much and all your leadership expertise within the college. Thank you. I also want to thank everyone that participated in this year's awards and awards ceremony, especially those who took time to nominate a colleague to make sure that they were being lifted up and thanked and recognized, those who served on the award selection committee who had a really tough job, as you could see, or those who helped make the event today memorable for our recipients. Help me in thanking all of those people. I think we all know that within our college, we strive to sustain life, to address those grand challenges that face humanity and our world here in our corner of it. We do that through discovery and research, through education, through partnership, but mostly in our college, we sustain life through the persistent efforts of each and every one of our people. I'd like to offer congratulations again to today's award recipients. Thank you all for coming or for joining through the live stream. We appreciate you taking a moment to recognize and celebrate and value the work of your colleagues. Thanks, everybody.